are just about to go live with our yoga class. I'm a few minutes late. Apologies for that. Just getting the class set up now. And I will put this on my main screen so I can see that I am active and that the sound is working. Yep, and I'll go and press go live on this one. All right, so if you are interested in practicing a yoga class this morning, make your way onto your mat, grab a few props if you have them, maybe some blocks, something to elevate the seat by sitting on, so maybe a cushion or a pillow, blankets rolled up can also work quite nicely. And as you do that, just I'll give you a few moments to gather up those pieces. Some of you might have just joined me. A water bottle's always nice. So as you arrive in a comfortable cross leg, I've sat myself on a cushion and I'm also on a blanket for comfort. Today's class is very much about a gentle, slow, not quite a yin class. We'll facilitate more into the stretching. So how about we arrive first and foremost with our hands on our knees, closing down our eyes and just taking a moment to freshen up the respiratory system with some beautiful deep breaths. In through the nose to fill up with the vibrancy of the inhale, which we know as prana vayu. Pausing at the top of the breath, and then with the exhale breath, maybe out the mouth, settling into apana vayu, which is the releasing breath, the letting go, stress, fatigue, anxiety. Inhale, filling up with joy, abundance, happiness, and length along the spine, so you feel the lift in the body, the buoyancy in the chest, and then the exhale breath. How about we just sigh it out, just settling into our body and our breath. Take a few cycles like that, just a little welcoming in the breath, bringing it in, bringing the joy, bringing the happiness, bringing the vitality. And it's important to recognize that pause in between the inhale and the exhale. That pause, that moment for reflection, that moment for the connection to the now. Because when we are now and here without a pause, we're nowhere. But when we separate the two, we are now and we are here. A reminder of the yogic tradition, of the yogic philosophy. Now let's seal our lips, but breathe through the nose. And from the fabric of your skin, through the contours of your muscles and into the web of your nerves, dive deep into the subtle body. With your mind's eye awareness, recognize areas where the corners feel a little sharp, where there's a sense of rigidity. And recognize areas where the corners feel really smooth. And there seems to be more freedom in the flow. And at first, rather than compare them with a negative aspect or a sentiment, recognize that these opposing sentiments have to occur. In order to recognize one, we need the other. And so our practice today is more about harmonizing those opposing sentiments to welcome in a little more freedom, a little more fluidity, a little more flow. So soften out the edges, settle into the subtle body. Just take a few moments for yourself. And when your next inhale arrives, take the arms up, high and wide, reach, rise, lift and lengthen. And with the exhale breath, bring your hands through to heart center, Namaskar Mudra, chin to chest. Stay here or connect with an Om together. Inhale to prepare. Rub the hands together. Spark your inner fire, known as Agni. Cultivate the heat across the palms. Move with pace, vigorousness, and a sensation that starts to develop the warmth. And then place the hands over the eyes and absorb the nourishment of that warmth. Let it spark your inner fire, the Agni of the solar plexus, Manipura chakra. Peel open the hands away from the eyes as you flutter the eyes open. Lower the left hand down onto your left knee. Alternate nostril breathing. Right hand comes to your third eye with the peace fingers. The thumb blocks the nostril on the right side. Inhale, left. Open the right nostril, close the left, exhale. Inhale back through the right. Close the right, reopen left, and exhale smoothly. Re-inhale back through the left. Close the left, reopen the right, and exhale smoothly. We're looking for the same pace here, so the same length inhale corresponds with the same length exhale through the left. Same inhale left side. As you open the right and you exhale with the same length. Close your eyes and alternate the breath through the nostrils. Take a few more cycles like this. And then lower the right hand down onto your knees and just take a moment. Tune into how the activation of the twin energies known as Ida and Pingala, a serpent energy rising from the base of the chakra system down at the Muladhara and shining their way all up into the mind. So polishing the thoughts of the mind. Cactus your arms, spread the fingers wide. On an inhale breath, lift the chin, open the throat, lengthen the spine. And with your exhale breath, out the mouth, fist the hands, elbows towards the tummy, round the back. So inhale as you rise up, open up, widen collarbones, look up, chin lifts. And then the exhale draws the elbows in towards the groin and you fist the hands and you exhale out the mouth. So moving now through this. So inhale and then exhale. Inhale and then exhale. Inhale, lift and lengthen. Freshen up the respiratory system. Exhale. Draw the elbows in towards the groin. Nice. One more like that. Lift, reach, rise. Elbows in towards the groin. Exhale. Good job. Hold the hands on the knees and continue to move like that. So inhale, lift the chin, lengthen the spine, open the collarbones. Exhale, C-shape the spine, belly button in, chin to chest. Nice work. One more like that. Take your arms up, reach up overhead, inhale, breath, lift and lengthen. Twist to the left with your hand behind you, right hand to left knee, rotate on the exhale. And let's do that all again. So come back through your center, inhale, reach and rise. And then exhale, twist around to the left. So right hand leverages off the left knee as you rotate your torso, twist and rinse. Keep breathing here. Nice little twisty rinse for the spine. And then as you come back through your center, reach up, rise up, inhale, and twist around in the opposite direction, exhale. Using that hand as leverage, come back through your center, reach, rise, inhale, and then back around to the right, exhale, breath. And then as you come back through your center, shift forward onto your hands, come onto your knees, and remove your props from underneath you and slide them off to one side. Make your way into tabletop, shoulders over wrists, hips over knees. Press through the earth so you dome across your upper back. And take an inhale to tilt the tailbone up, lift the chin, look up, cow the spine. And then exhale, cat the spine, chin to chest, dome through the back, press away into the earth. Inhale, cow. And exhale, cat. Inhale, cow. And exhale, cat. Coming back to your stable tabletop position. Lift the right hand up to the ceiling, reach and rise, lengthen, and then dive it in and under to the left as you lower your right shoulder, right ear down and look to the left. Settle the side of your head down and then slide the left hand along the mat out in front of you. So your right arm dived through to the left, but the left hand slid forward to the top of your mat. Holding here for a few moments as you rest the weight into the right shoulder, right side of your head and face. Return the left hand back in front of your face. Press down through the hand. Inhale to lift the right arm back up into the ceiling. And then lower the right hand down onto the earth. Take a cow and a cat here just to lubricate the spine again. And then peel the left hand up to the ceiling. So you reach through the fingertips with the inhale. And then you dive in and under to the right. Lower your left ear, left shoulder down. Slide your right arm forward along the mat. And settle into the left side of your shoulder, your face, and your ear. And just let some nice deep breaths come and go. And those of you that have been practicing with me for a while, I've been having a terrible year of unexpected illnesses. So I apologize. I'm very congested at the moment. My immune system's very low. So I think I've got a little something. So I really apologize if I'm being a bit snorty, but getting on the mat helps me breathe, and I appreciate that. So right hand back in front of your face, left hand up to the ceiling. We reach, rise together, and then we come back to our tabletop position here. And from our tabletop position, let's find our way into puppy pose. So first of all, look back and find your big toes at the very back of your mat. Your hips are over your knees, and then you start to walk your hands forward, and it's this beautiful gesture of surrender. Visualize a dog or a puppy bowing forward and getting that lovely chest to earth kind of compression, and you tune into all of the space along the back body. And you're holding here for a few breaths. My head's elevated so that I can still speak into the microphone, but if you're at home, you might even let your forehead rest on the earth. Notice how the breath here, the quality of the breath might feel a little bit condensed. It's an unusual position. And just let the nervous system know that the position you're in is something that you desire to facilitate some lubrication and hydration of your muscles. And you're going to stay for another 2 cycles of breath. And then as you lift your head and chest, look forward and bend your elbows, lower down onto your forearms, shift the pelvis forward and come onto your tummies in a sphinx position. So your elbows are slightly forward of your shoulders. The belly button lowers down onto the mat and you can widen the legs behind you. Lift the chin and chest and see if you can tone through the leg muscles and activate the leg muscles. That can help take any lower back pinching sensation away. So nice gentle warm up of the spine. The space for the heart to shine forward and widening the collarbones, maybe even improving the condensity of the breath here. That certainly wasn't the word I meant to use because I was trying to reference how we were condensed in the previous posture. What I'm thinking here is more width and length in the breath, so allowing for more space. And we're going to stay for 5 more cycles of breath. And then gently on the exhale breath, let the torso lower down and cross your forearms in front of you to create a beautiful pillow. And lower the forehead down onto that pillow. Just take a moment here to rest into the field of gravity. Letting your body feel softening down onto the earth. And then lift your chin again so you can look forward. Take your right arm back behind you. Keep the left arm bent underneath you there. And reach back for the right foot. Hopefully you can reach the foot because you're in a much more stable position. You could draw the foot in as much as you can. But if you can't reach the foot, do your best by reaching back for it so that you're at least allowing the stretch to come across the front of the thigh. With the foundation of the front forearm down on the mat, the lift of your chin should feel quite stable and allowing this space to occur across the front of your right thigh. Holding for 3, for 2. And as you release that leg, we'll just simply switch it over. So bring the right arm down, cross the forearm, reach the left hand back, and reach for the left foot. And then proud the chest forward, draw the heel in, and take a few breaths. So today's practice is gentle yoga. I'm still in recovery mode from a few unfortunate viruses and illnesses this year, so today's practice will be very much ground-based practice. Now, as you let go of that leg, just pause for a moment because we're going to turn this into half frog position. So let the left leg lengthen back away from you. And then bend the knee as you slightly roll to the right. Bend the left knee and slide the left leg out to the side of your mat. So you can take your left hand and probably tap the outer edge of your left knee there. So that's your half frog position. You could lower back down onto your forearms with the forehead resting down. Or you could slide your right arm forward and lower the forehead down onto the left forearm. And just stay here for a few cycles of breath. You can feel how the opening across the front of the left thigh, which is the leg that we bent out to the side, allows for a beautiful stretch in an area of our body that doesn't often get a stretch. And anytime we do anything in halves in our yoga practice, particularly in a yin style, we're reducing the deepest sensation. So we're finding more accessibility here. Take for a couple more moments. And then as you lift your chest, slide the right arm out to the right. So it's like it's a right angle from your body. Roll the head so the right ear is on the mat. And start to roll onto your right hip and lift the left leg to stack the left leg on top of the right. So it's a beautiful stretch for the inside of the shoulder and the front of the chest. So right arm's out. We've rolled onto our right hip. And we've stacked the legs beneath us. So left knee's on top of right knee, and left ankle's on top of right ankle. Deep opener for the front of the right chest area. Just stay for a couple of breaths. And then return back onto your tummy. And let's do all of that again on the other side. So bring the hands out in front of you to create some support. Roll ever so slightly to the left, right? So just to get yourself a space to slide the right leg out to the side. And if you need to use the right hand to help bring it out. So it's half frog position. And then as we come back to the head facing forward, you can slide the left arm forward along the front of your mat and lower the forehead down. And just take a few breaths. If you're like me and you're congested from a little virus situation, it's like very condensed. I feel like this year's just been one thing after another health-wise, so quite frustrating to have woken up today feeling the way I have, but anyway. As we come and lift our chest, slide the left arm now out to the left, as though it's a right angle from the body. Look away from that hand as you lower the left ear down, and you start to roll onto the left hip, stack the knees, stack the ankles, and just let your side of the head rest down. And then as you return back onto your tummies, open the knees out wide and come back into extended child's pose. Big toes touch, knees open out wide, hips back to heels. Slide the hands forward, lower the forehead down. Take a few breaths here. Let 5 more cycles of breath come and go. And then as you start to lift your chest, slide your hands back, shift onto the left hip and swing the legs around to the front of the room. Now, if you do have some props, feel free to use them. I'm going to grab my block or my pillow and sit on the pillow, so elevating the hips. And I'm going to roll my blanket up into a nice little like thick roll, and I'm going to place it behind the back of my knees. So my knees are bent and elevated, my hips are lifted, and as I take a big breath in, reach, rise, and look up, inhale. And then let the heart guide you towards the toes. So whether you can hold the feet, hold the ankles, hold the calves, or even simply placing the hands down beside the ankles can be another benefit there. And just let yourself settle in. Today's practice is making me dive deep into some self-inquiry. I don't understand my year that I've had. I I broke my toe first, which that was an accident. Something that a lot of us do probably very regularly when we walk into the bed leg. I couldn't believe it. I literally snapped the toe. It was a painful injury. And I think from that and the stress and the fatigue and the annoyance that cultivated in my mind, which even though I'm a yoga teacher, it still happens, it then developed into other stuff. And I've had just a rotten run of virusy-like things. So I really apologize for being a bit sniffly today. I don't know why I've woken up like this. Where I live in the Southern Highlands of New South Wales, all of the fir trees here that they've planted over the last 150 years, they're like, I don't know how they don't flower, but they develop this pollen that coats everything with tiny little yellow beads. And I suspect I've been suffering from a bit of hay fever as well. So once again, very sorry about that. Stay for a few more moments. And as you start to walk your hands back towards you, lift your chest, blink open your eyes, slide the knees out, slide the blanket out from underneath you, and let's return back where we started. Crossing the legs, elevating the hips, holding the hands on the knees, and closing down the eyes. And just take yourself back through the journey we've been on, through this short and gentle flow of yoga postures aimed at nourishing the body and lengthening out the tissues that can become a little stagnant, particularly around the shoulders, the spine, the hips. And so at the beginning of class, I invited you to locate areas in your body that felt a little rigid, perhaps had some sharp corners, and also identify those areas that felt like they had a little bit of freedom, smoothness. So from the fabric of your skin, through the contours of your muscles and into the web of your nerves, start to identify how the body has harmonized those experiences, those opposing sentiments. Notice the quality of your thoughts and the quality of your breath. Then bring the hands into the heart space, draw the chin towards the chest. Just take a moment to thank yourself for getting on the mat. Super short, super sweet little practice this morning. If you're looking for something more, there's plenty of videos on YouTube you can do. But for today, thank yourself for getting on the mat. Thank yourself for practicing, and greet this beautiful version of yourself and the remainder of your wonderful day with the Hindi word, Namaste. Thanks for joining me, those of you that have practiced. I apologize for my sniffling. I'm cutting it a little short today just to not have to put you through that punishment. I'll be back on the mat throughout the week. Have a wonderful Sunday, and I'll catch you again real soon. You can check out my schedule. It's listed on all of the different platforms. Anyway, bye for now. Good morning, everybody on TikTok. Have a wonderful day, and I'll catch you again real soon. Bye for now.